Mankind's affection for marijuana goes back untold millennia, from the Persian kings to the days of the mighty Greeks, through to the time of the American conquest of the moon. It's an historical fact. Some folks just love getting stoned. So prepare yourself for the history of hemp, the Unscrewed Pot Show.
Thanks a lot for being here, everyone. Welcome to Unscrewed, the show that swerves down the information superhighway like a burned-out stoner, clam bacon, in a hippie van. I'm your headband-wearing host, Martin Sargent. Now, if you haven't already guessed, tonight's show is all about the pot, the weed, the reefer, smoking the dope. Now, does anyone out there in the Unscrewed Army do pot? Yeah! Yeah? I hear you. Believe it or not, there was a time when television's Martin Sargent used to dance with the reefer. That's right, I used to dabble, experiment. But back then, pot was different. Back then, we smoked the dirt weed, you know, the Mexican brick. And believe it or not, that filthy $20 an ounce swag suited me just fine. I mean, it was mellower. It was like turning on some pleasant background music. It wasn't like today's chronic, which is more like listening to Korn turned up to 11. Back in my day, you could blow a doobie in your cruising van with a couple of long hairs and then very comfortably just lay there on your back talking about trippy stuff like unicorns tromping through sun-dappled forest glens, or checking out cool bugs that look like, yeah, look at that bug, man. Look at that thing. It's like crazy. It's like from, I mean, we would sit there in that van like contemplating infinity and all the happy angels who live there. Back then, weed was groovy. But today's pot is grown using modern technologies that make the THC levels so freaking high, it makes the pot of yesteryear seem like a Virginia Slim menthol. Seriously, today's high-tech pot is bonkers strong, and that's not necessarily a good thing, because whenever I smoke it, those frolicking unicorns I mentioned, well, now they're trying to gore me with their enormous horns, and the bugs aren't cool to stare at and trip out on anymore, man. No, they're creepy. They're probably like infesting my bed sheets right now. And the angels that visit me, well, yeah, you can just judge for yourself, man. And at some point, I'm usually called upon to wrestle some half-man, half-lizard beast with my imaginary friend Gunther. And those are just the parts I remember. The truth is, today's pot makes me so high, I black out a lot. Take yesterday. Yesterday, I smoked some chronic, you know, to get informed for today's show. You can call it research. But I don't remember a damn thing I did. Luckily, I had a film crew with me so I could go back and see what I did. All I can say is, it's pretty damn shocking. Here it is. That's me standing in the street wearing some sort of a tunic made out of what appears to be 2-ply hefty bags. And I'm just chucking this spin. Here, check this out. I'm running around, and then I start like just menacing these people who are like walking down the streets of San Francisco with my spear. I don't even know where I got the spear. And they're just like, I'm sitting there on the street like eating handfuls of pickled relish out of a jar, like a crazy man, just eating the relish. And I just wake up in a children's park. I wake up in a children's park. I'm still wearing my hefty bag tunic, but now I'm missing a sock. So as you can see, today's high-tech pot is no joke. It's no longer a soft drug, at least not in Martin Sargent's opinion. But apparently, a lot of you people think otherwise, because more people than ever seem to be smoking the dope. I just don't know how you do it, but tonight, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. So stick around and stay sober, because it's serious, man. Thank you. That said, I've found that the best way to learn about the effects of marijuana is to observe stoners in their natural habitat. So let's go ahead and check in with our stoner video gaming friends, Ron and Gerard, in a little bit clip we call Game Time with Ron and Gerard.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Hey, Ron, what would you do? What would you do if giant cats were attacking our house right now?
Come on. Giant cats?
Yeah, like a house cat, except giant was like attacking the house.
I'd kill them all, man, with a hatchet.
See, I would kill them as well, but I would use a laser because it would be more. I think it would be more effective.
Well, you don't have a laser.
Wait, pause it.
You don't have a laser.
I think there's something in the wall.
Yeah, I hear that too. What is that? Is that a cat?
No, it's probably that baby we're babysitting for my sister. Here, unpause it. Unpause it, man. Come on. Yes! Yes!
Ron and Gerard, ladies and gentlemen. So I like to call tonight's show the Cone of Silence. And no reason, I just think it sounds pretty cool. We got High Times editor-in-chief Richard Stratton here to explain how pot has changed over the past 30 years, and activist and expert grower Ed Rosenthal tells us why the U.S. government has no sense of humor when it comes to the Mary Jane. But first, let's check in with Laura. She's here with someone who is not Kevin Rose, the Dark Tipper. Not. Laura?
That's right. Not the Dark Tipper here. He's the unknown tipper, and he's here to tell us some tips on where we can hide our stash. What do you have for us?
Well, today I'm showing you some high-tech stash boxes. Now, I'm sure you all have some nosy roommates who are always going through your stuff and getting into your business and smoking your hoo-has and stealing your diamonds. But what I have is a way to get around that. This is a normal laptop. Now, all laptops, or most of the good new ones at least, have detachable drive bays to put like floppy disk drives or CD-ROM drives or an extra battery. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and gutted one of those. Let me turn this around so the camera could see it here. And when I detach this, you'll notice what's inside. Ooh!
Bravo! Bravo! I bet you don't have anything else you could show us.
Well, Laura, it looks here. What is this?
It's a Palm Pilot.
That's right, but it's a Palm Pilot, and you could put your weed in it. Check it out right here. Normal Palm Pilot. You flip it open, and bam!
Wow.
Zigzags, a bag, and some matches for y'all.
Wait, here's my question. Is this just the case for it, or did you actually buy a Palm Pilot to stick that in?
Well, I bought it off the Craigslist because, you know, they sell all kinds of broken stuff there, so it was like $5, so you can't go wrong.
It's a really expensive one. Now, I actually have a really great place to keep my stash, and it's really cheap. It's this right here. I just put it in there, and look, I wrote property of Laura Swisher, so that if I lose it, it comes back to me. Pretty
high-tech.
Clever, huh? All right, thanks very much, Joey. I knew it. Martin, back to you.
I'm scandalized. Joey the intern, high on the pot. You're never going to get college credit now, man. All right, it's High Times editor-in-chief and convicted felon Richard Stratton up next. Welcome back to Unscrewed. My first friend was once one of the country's biggest importers of high-quality pot and hash. Sadly, that career ended with 8 years in prison. He's a free man now and serves as the editor-in-chief of High Times Magazine and 420.com via satellite from New York. Welcome, Richard Stratton. Hey, Richard. Great to have you on the program.
That's great. What a rousing cheer. That's great.
It was,
Thank
man.
you.
Got a lot of fans here in San Francisco, my friend.
San Francisco is a great town, man.
It sure is. But 8 years in prison, man. How did you get caught peddling dope back in the day?
Well, it was importing, and what happened was some other people got busted and ratted me out.
Yeah,
which is, the way most people get
That's
caught.
actually the way it almost always happens in the biz, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I hadn't done anything for about a year. I mean, last thing we did was 7 tons of hashish into New York, and we were just kind of kicked back and spending the money. And, you know, these guys got busted. These Lebanese guys got busted in New York City, and they ended up rolling over on us. So.
What's the street value, even back then, of 7 tons of hash?
It was like $15 million.
Damn, man. Well, so this led to another career. You became the editor-in-chief of Prison Life magazine, right?
Right. That's right. I did that right after, shortly after I got out of prison. But before that, I had been involved in the founding of High Times Magazine.
High Times Magazine. Hey? It's quite a little book. What's the editorial mission of High Times?
The editorial mission of High Times Magazine is to really celebrate freedom. The freedom to alter your consciousness in the way you choose in the privacy of your own home as long as you're not hurting other people. Marijuana is really a metaphor for all kinds of other things that we should be guaranteed our freedoms as American citizens.
Do you find it's more difficult to publish a magazine like this in today's political climate and with the Ashcroftian stuff that's going on?
Definitely. I mean, they're coming down on paraphernalia people, a lot of our advertisers. There was this Operation Pipe Dreams recently where Tommy Chong got busted and he's doing 9 months in prison.
He's still in the Hoosgow right now for selling bongs over the internet, right?
Yeah, that's unbelievable. In the United States of America, it's absurd. Canada is practically legal. It's legal in Britain. I'm going to Amsterdam in a few days where you can walk into. Yeah, I mean, this is a civilized world. We're like the American Taliban over here when it comes to marijuana, and it's just insane.
Well, there's been a lot of changes at High Times magazine. I mean, back when I was a kid reading High Times, it was kind of like this, where it was kind of like pornography of marijuana. Like, we're looking at this centerfold of this glorious bud here. And it's different now. You've got sort of a new editorial direction in High Times. It's a little bit more cultured.
Yeah, well, actually, we're going back to our roots. The magazine was originally seen as more of a culture magazine, not just a pot magazine, but again, pot as the metaphor for opening the mind, celebrating freedom, looking at things in a different way. I mean, most people who smoke pot, that's what happens. They stop eating at McDonald's. They say, wait a minute, this is bad. And they listen to music in a deeper way, and sex is more... It feels better. I mean, it opens your mind. It makes you really aware of your environment, of what you're feeling in your body. So it's a metaphor for appreciating all aspects of the American way of life and celebrating our rights as Americans, as I say, to alter our consciousness, to get married if we're of the same sex. I mean, why should heterosexuals be the only ones to suffer? You know, it's like... And the woman's right to choose whether or not, to have a child. I mean, all of these things that we consider really the rights of Americans, which the right-wing, fundamentalist Christian Taliban who run this country are trying to take away from us.
Well, I should point out, we said that you changed the editorial direction of High Times, but you haven't left the serious growers behind. You have Grow America magazine, which is a little bit of a throwback to the older High Times, which has sort of the tips and tricks on how to cultivate marijuana better.
Well, there's a huge industry out there. I mean, it used to be back in the day when I first started in this world, this marijuana subculture, we were importing. There was very little pot that was grown in this country. It all came in from Mexico and Thailand and Colombia. But now, virtually, well, most of it is grown here in this country or in Canada. Canada grows a huge amount of pot.
It's good too.
Yeah. Good too. Good. And so it's become... I missed that one.
That's all right. Hey, that's all the time we got. It has been a great pleasure to have you here on Unscrewed, my friend.
All right, man. Thank you.
Richard Stratton, everyone.
Talking to you. High Times Magazine, baby. Check it out.
Check it out. And get High Times Magazine at the newsstand and check out 420.com, sort of the internet analog to it. All right. Up next, America's best-known marijuana farmer on how he almost went to the Hoosgow for helping the sick. But first, another look at what the Mota can do if you're not careful.
One more. Push. Ooh, wasn't expecting that.
Marijuana. If you smoke it and you have a baby, that baby will definitely, probably be deformed.
What if business no longer meant business travel? What if you could meet with people down the hall and across the country without leaving your desk? Be in different places, but still on the same page. Microsoft Office Live Meeting, a new service that lets you collaborate with groups of all sizes, all with just a phone, PC, and an internet connection. It's like being at the same table, even if you're worlds apart.
Welcome back to Unscrewed. Sometimes the U.S. government can be a serious buzzkill, man. Just ask my next friend, marijuana growing expert and American hero, Ed Rosenthal. Hey, Ed. Great to have you on the program. I've been a fan of yours for a long time. In fact, I have my Marijuana Grower's Handbook right here, my old copy. My dad gave this to me when I was a child along with a pocket knife, and I've had it ever since. Hey, Ed. So you wound up in a heap of trouble. I was reading all about it in the newspapers. Tell us what happened.
After Prop 215 in California, the city of Oakland set up a committee to decide how to implement it. And one of the things that the city did was passed an ordinance saying that they were going to appoint officers of the city to distribute marijuana to patients. And I was assured by the city attorney that what I was doing was totally legal and was in the federal guidelines.
And what you were doing was you had a marijuana cultivation facility and you were giving it out to people who needed it, sick folk.
Well, what I was doing was providing clones to the medical dispensaries so that patients could grow their own. And this way they were assured of a high quality product.
And you were under the impression the city of Oakland had told you that what you were doing was legal, and in fact they endorsed what you were doing.
That's right. And they said that not only was it legal according to city law and state law, but also that I was immune from federal prosecution as an officer of the city.
But apparently they didn't tell that to the federal prosecutors, because they came along and things changed. How much jail time and fines were you facing?
I was facing up to 20 years in prison and hundreds or even millions of dollars in fines.
Jesus, did they like come into your facility with like AKs and all that stuff? Explain how the bust worked.
Well, there was an incredible banging on my front door. And I ran down, it was 6 in the morning, I ran down to see who was there, and I was greeted by the DEA, the IRS, and the FBI. And they proceeded to secure the place from, all the weapons that I had. And then they arrested me, took me away, and did a thorough search of the place. And at the same time, I wasn't actually, my nursery wasn't there. It was in downtown Oakland where there was a 1,500 square foot building. And they were expecting to see big buds and giant plants and so on. And really what they saw was plants that were mother plants and vegetative with no marijuana flowers and little plants trying to grow some roots. They were very disappointed. And eventually, I was given a one-day sentence because even though the jury convicted me, when the jury found out the whole truth, which the judge didn't allow them to hear, they repudiated their conviction.
This is an amazing thing. I remember when it happened around here, the jurors came out and they found out that they were not told the entire story. Some of these jurors were crying. They felt awful about it.
I had to console, there was a hearing the following Tuesday. The conviction was on Friday, so there was a hearing on the following Tuesday. And at that hearing, I had to console some of the jurors and tell them that things would work out.
Wow. Well, is everything okay with you in the law right now, or are you still a possibility of getting in trouble?
Well, I'm appealing my sentence, and I'm pursuing some cases against false witnesses, and we'll see how things work. The federal government is trying to get me more time, but I don't think that's probable. And my attorneys are very hopeful that we're going to win this case.
Well, we hope so, Ed. And next time, take advice from your book, Ask Ed, Marijuana Law, Don't Get Busted. All right? Ed Rosenthal, everyone. Thanks for being on the show, my friend. For more info on Ed Rosenthal, log on to techtv.com/unscrewed. Now, let's cram ourselves into the crawl space where we've hidden the filthy, dirty mag that is Girls Gone Wired. Tonight's fuzzy bundles of hazy green funk are known as the sexy tokers. And why not? I don't know about you, but nothing brings out my inner sexy like a toke off the old pot bong. Maybe it's the red watery eyes or the driblets of milk that run through my beard stubble and drip off my chin while I'm gorging on Captain Crunch. All I know is that when I'm flying high on the Chiba, I feel sexy. damn sexy. And when I feel like that, there's only one thing I can do, and that's dance. Dance with the abandon of a fire child. And dance I do late into the night.
Scary.
For more pics, visit our website at techtv.com. All right, after the break, I'm going to perform dental surgery on an intern using only a fork and a Leatherman for your viewing pleasure. Stick around.
Are you paying mortgage rates as high as 5, 5.5, or 6%? Then call 1-822-LOAN HUT and put your money back where it belongs, in your pocket. Call Loan Hut today.
Offer not valid in all states, subject to verification.
Hear 100% commercial-free music on the most listened-to satellite radio service, XM Satellite Radio.
Download real songs by the original artist directly to your singular phone. Hundreds of choices from more music labels than any other wireless carrier.
Thanks for downloading us tonight!
Real music tones. Another reason singular fits you best.
The greatest commanders don't just deliver their men to victory. They deliver them home. Full Spectrum Warrior, rated mature, played on Xbox Live.
So, we're all set for New York?
Yep, flight, hotel. Hey, we can get tickets to something.
Do they have Magique?
Yeah, I don't. We could get tickets to a game.
Sure.
Activities, another way Expedia helps you create the trip that's right for you.
Expedia.com.
All right, someone bring me my Leatherman and the intern with a bad tooth. God, not in the middle of everything. Hello?
Is this Martin Sargent?
Yeah?
It's Mike Tyson.
Hey, how you doing, Mike? Yeah, the pugilist. Yeah.
Yes, Martin. You know, some people call me a rapist and a recluse, but I'm just a guy who likes to smoke weed.
Well, that's actually great that you called that, because we're actually in the middle of a weed special now.
That's special, Martin. You know what?
What, Mike?
You're sweet, and I'm going to make you kiss me good with those big lips, and I'm going to make you my girlfriend, and I'm going to make you my sweet butterback bitch, and I'm going to hit you so hard it's going to feel like a mule kick.
I gotta lay off the weed, man. Hey, Mike Tyson, everyone. Good people. I think he's kind of misunderstood, though. Should set him up with my sister, Carla. Hey, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks to my friends Richard Stratton, Ed Rosenthal, the unknown tipper who turned out to be Joey the intern, and Mike Tyson. Good night, everyone. We'll see you at the Pot Club.
All right, J.U.